Hello, welcome back to another episode of Geekay Vapes. Today I'm going to do another clone review and another clone Mech mod. I have to get them out of the way. It's been sitting around for quite some time, I'll tell you, in my list of stuff to review. Unfortunately, I keep pushing it back, but now it's here. Lucky you. So today I am going to review the Rig version 3 Mech mod clone with the M-terk RDA clone. The Rig Mech mod itself is 25mm 18650 single 18650 battery, and the RDA itself is a 24mm RDA with fixed airflow. It's meant for clouds, what can I say? So I just don't like fixed airflow RDAs, but anyway, let me show you how this thing works in the close-ups, and then we'll get back and talk about some issues, show you how it vapes. Alright guys, let's get straight to it. This is the Rig version 3 clone that was given to me by Fastech for the purposes of the review. So it's the Rig version 3 Mech mod and the M-terk RDA clone. The inside of the box, velvet, and says Vape Amp. The Rig mod also comes with this bag of spares right here, which has a blue screwdriver, 2 pre-wrapped coils, O-rings, and screws. So this is one of the earlier clones that appeared on Fastech, and if you check Fastech today, you'll get a few different variations, few different other manufacturers of the clones as well. So check the link in the description box below to where you can go and get this and check out the latest one, and of course buy based on the reviews that you see. Okay, so this one right here with the mod and the RDA, it's going to cost you about 22 bucks, but you can get just the mod if that's what you want for about 10 or 11 bucks on Fastech. Many different colors. You have the black version, you have gold, you have red and blue as well. The Mech mod is a brass construction. It is 25mm in diameter. The switch is copper and there's a spring on the inside, and you have American made right here. Now this is not engraved, it is laser etched, as well as the design on the sides as well. You can see everything is laser etched. On the RDA, it's laser etched as well. So the RDA itself, the M-terk RDA, as per the authentic, is 24mm only, and therefore if you take a close look at this, you do see the 1mm gap, or the 0.5mm gap on this side and 0.5 on the other side as well. But it's barely noticeable when you have it on like this, and I think that's because of this stainless steel ring base for the M-terk RDA. Here you'd find 100% American made, and this again is laser etched. And you have your copper 510 center pin right there. So here's the inside of the tube, brass as you can see, copper button, copper connection right at the bottom here. Now for the authentic, I think if I'm not mistaken, there's a Delrin tube inside as an insulator for additional protection from torn battery wraps. For this clone, nothing, it's just fully brass inside. And I'm pretty sure you can clean this up. Here's the switch, copper contacts on this side, and you have 2 levels of adjustment here. The first is for the height of or the depth of your 510 pin itself. You can see that. Now the smaller ring here is for your battery rattle, right? So that can be a bit difficult. You need to separate them, right? So at first it can be a bit difficult for you to grab a hold of this. So what you need to do is just separate it like this. So this will be your adjustment for the battery rattle. Now this one is normal thread, so to loosen it is counterclockwise, and to tighten it or to push it inside is clockwise. And the whole thing just screws back in just like that. Now the tube itself, this thing right here is a rig version 2, also a clone that I reviewed not long ago. Now this is a hybrid and it actually threads in just nice. So as for the M-terk RDA, here is the base of the RDA. Copper 510 pin. And a screw right here to adjust your negative pose. The O-rings that hold the top cap to the base are really pretty tight. So you probably have to lube it up when you want to use it. There you go. Alright. So the inside, brass, and you have 2 airflow slots fixed. And the top cap is going to be Delrin. So these are the 2 O-rings that hold it in place. Now the O-rings aren't really the best quality O-rings. I do recommend, as I said, that you lube it up, or you may end up just damaging the O-rings itself, like I kind of did here. As you can see, stainless steel construction on this one with the clamp style post and Phillips head screws. Deep juice wells on this, and actually if you look at the airflow itself when you put it onto the base right here, so the airflow is going to be quite at the bottom. I think this is how the Authentic is as well, but this is where I have my coils. So instead of being a side type of airflow, it's actually going to be sort of like a bottom side airflow, if you know what I mean. The build I have in here is a 26 gauge dual parallel build, 3mm, about 5 wraps. So let's test it out. First, you'd want to make sure that your 510 part, the copper for the adjustment for the 510 is just nice, so you don't have any gaps right here. And now for the battery rattle, I think this is a bit too much. I'm going to push this back in all the way. You can remove the switch, but as you can see, you have to put in a tweezer and grab a hold of the bottom part, and then you'll be able to take the switch out. I have done it before, and I just don't think I can show you in this video, because what you'll have to do, I think I saw this on the Vaping Biker where he did a review of the Authentic, right? So basically you have to get a pair of tweezers like this, grab a hold of the switch on the inside, and gently unscrew it counterclockwise, and then you'll be able to take the switch out. Now once you take the switch out, it's also quite a hassle to put the switch back, but I think that's how the Authentic was designed as well. And there are vent holes for the battery. It's very hard to see at the bottom right next to the switch, right? There's a Delrin insulator there, and then there are 2 vent holes. No vent holes on top. So for this particular one, I'm going to put the positive at the bottom, and no battery rattle. So remember, there is an adjustment there for battery rattle just in case you have it. Now for the build quality itself, I think the build quality is pretty decent for a clone this price, but I do notice that I think after a while the etching here will start to fade off, and there is a little bit of, you can see the bronze right here, right? So not really the best finishing job compared to other clones that I've reviewed before, but it's pretty okay. The RDA itself is not really my favorite. As I said, no adjustment for airflow, so that's a major con for me. Now if you have a Goon RDA, I think that will be much better to use. So as I said, use the link in the description box below if you just want to get only the Mech mod and not the RDA. There are options for you there as well in different colors. I've noticed no voltage drop in this mod. Let's test it out. Nice. Now the insides may look a little bit dirty to you. That's because of the bronze. Now, if you get, let's say, the authentic rig mod, then before they ship it to you, they definitely clean it up and polish it up. This one has probably been sitting in the warehouse for a long time now. So there's some dirt, there's a little bit of patina there that you can actually scrub it out and polish it out if you want to. You can get something like this, a metal polish, brasso, or any other type of metal polish, and just polish out the insides. And there you go, out comes all the dirt and the patina as well. And now it's looking much cleaner, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cleaning this out. I'm going to wash it and put it in my ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to wick on this, and then let's get back to FaceTime. I'm going to show you how it performs, how it vapes. Alright guys, so as in the close-ups, I showed you one of the issues here is with the tight O-rings, right? Now when you put in your juice a little bit and you start to lubricate that, then it becomes much easier for you to put in your cap itself, your top cap. See, not much of an issue. But I do notice a small gap here, if you can see, right? So that small gap, it just cannot disappear. I have adjusted it any way possible. The gap will always be there. And now for this mod itself, the finishing is not, it's good, but you can see that some parts of it, they just didn't pay that much attention to the detail. Especially this part here, you can still see the bronze shining out from under the black, and that makes and the gap there actually makes it much more obvious. But overall, I think the Mech mod, it's a pretty solid build. Mech mod, I believe the authentic, this part here is engraved. I could be wrong. Funny story is I actually tried to buy the authentic not too long ago from VAMP, Vaping American Made Products. I got through the order stage, and then they asked me to submit verification documents to prove my age. I did. I submitted my national ID. Believe it or not, Malaysia, we have a national ID. But they rejected it. I don't know, and they cancelled my order. So that was the end of that, which is a real shame because I was really trying to get the RDA itself. Now for the authentic M-terk RDA, I was not too sure about that. I mean, I wanted the gold version, and of course it does look together. It does look much better together. But the M-terk RDA itself came with absolutely no O-rings and no spare screws, nothing, zero, which I think is a real shame for an RDA of that that cost that much for them to not even want to give you a single O-ring, replacement O-rings. You probably have to buy them separately. They don't even have the replacement packs or spares kit on their side yet, and you'll have to buy that, I don't know, when it's out. That's how I see it is with the other versions of the rig RDA or the other products as well. So at least the clone does come with a little bit of spares. Now another issue with this RDA is that the posts seem a bit too close to me, if you know what I mean, right? It does seem a bit too close, and I don't like that. When you start to tighten down the screws and clamp down the screws, sometimes especially if you mess with the 510 center pin, you got to be careful to push this down, and then tighten your 510 center pin, because the post is held in place by the 510 pin, right? But it does work well. And let me show you how it vapes. Alright, so no problem with the performance there. I didn't notice any voltage drop with it. Overall, for the money, for how much it costs, I think it's a decent enough Mech mod and also RDA set. But as I said, check the link in the description box. That'll bring you the fast tag, and by now, I believe by now, this is one of the first batches of clones that came out. I believe by now there should be better clones, slightly better. I mean, this is okay, but there's still some room for improvement. So check the ratings. As I always say, check the ratings, check other other users or buyers feedback and pictures, and then choose the ones with the best ratings. And of course, you can also find just the Mech mod alone, right? So this is 25mm, RDA is 24. So if you're just looking for only the Mech mod, you can find that as well. And again, of course, look at the ratings before you decide which one to buy. Okie dokie, no more smoky.